I was old enough, I was big enough, I was strong enough to resist, and I couldn't.
David Lorenz says he was 16 years old when he was molested by a Catholic priest. He says he fought against confusion and powerlessness when it happened, and afterwards, years of inner turmoil.
I had worked myself into wanting to tell people, but I didn't know how to start that conversation.
David is among thousands of people who have made allegations of sexual abuse against the Catholic Church nationwide. When the scandal first broke in 2002, 4,000 members of the church were accused of child molestation.
A bishop is free to follow whatever policy he wants on child sexual abuse. If he wants to put a priest who's offending back in service and keep it quiet, he can do that.
David says it took him years to come out with the allegations because he was afraid of how his family would react, especially that of a father with a strong personality. But David's father never did find out. David says he died 1 month before he went public.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
The Catholic Church has faced criticism for covering up cases by moving priests to different parishes. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops reported that there were 10,000 molestation cases in 2004, a number that is higher now.
Considering the prevalence of abuse in our society, 1 out of 6 boys, 1 out of 5 girls by the age of 18, it's a horrible societal epidemic.
Teresa Kettlecamp is an executive director at the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. She couldn't give me the exact number of cases to date, but said there were laws to protect victims and to keep potential predators out of the Catholic Church.
It sets in place the tools necessary to reach out to victims for help in healing and reconciliation, and to create barriers around children so those who would seek out children to harm them would be prevented from doing so.
The problem isn't restricted to the U.S. In an about-face, the Vatican issued a statement that Pope Benedict planned to meet with victims of clerical sex abuse. The Pope formally apologized in March for stray priests and called for victims' forgiveness and for contriteness from the accused.
If your faith is in that priest, or your faith is in the Pope, or your faith is in the bishop, you're going to be disappointed.
However, David is still a Catholic. He says faith gets him through. His abuser died in a Kentucky jail, serving time for 3 counts of sexual abuse. It offers David some closure, but he says he'll always wonder why. Colin Campbell, Washington.